Hi, welcome back to Sitara Speaks. If you're following along, this is day 5. If you're just joining in, welcome. I am Sitara Fe. So thankful and happy that you have found your way to this video today. What we're going to be doing is just dropping in. I'm going to open myself to a channel and see what comes through. I have no plans, rhyme, or reason other than to simply support you on your path of awakening and to answer any questions you might have about your own existential existence. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the prayer, and I'll be bringing some light codes in to evoke some powerful healing while activating your DNA. This brings us in to a more evolved experience and expression of our own genetic evolution, meaning we are transcending vibrationally. When you listen to light codes or light language, this is something that starts to pick up very quickly so that you'll be able to feel more of who you are, why you came here, so that you can remember the core of your existence and your experience here in this world. All right, my friends, so let's dive in with the prayer. As we call in divine truth and love into this sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. Ana ia oka na ya usukonakai, itukonakai, uputuaka, anaki iawa atarake. All right, so big theme that I'm feeling coming in, it's like washing over me, is paying attention to self-worth and self-doubt. I had an interesting experience this weekend with an acquaintance, who I could tell was bumping into the patterns of belief that he had in regards to my work. Even just my existence of being a psychic can be very triggering to a lot of different belief systems. And I understand that. I've experienced it many times. And as I was feeling into that, because there was a part of me that got triggered. And so I was like, wow, what is this trigger about? And as I was feeling into it, I could feel that part of the reason that people choose not to believe in psychic abilities is because they're devaluing or undermining their own ability to read energy, to feel energy, to heal energy. This entire world everything is energy. That's all there is. Energy accumulates to make mass, which is matter, and memories and all sorts of things, but ultimately every single thing in this world that we are experiencing is made up of energy. So when we talk about being a psychic, the easiest way that I describe when people say, what do you do? I say, I translate energy, I translate frequencies into words. I read energy. So every single person in this world has the ability to read energy in the same way we all have the ability to read words. We all have the ability to read language. Sometimes we just need to be shown or taught because there's a system in place. So when I talk about remembering, this is really the key that I'm communicating. It's that your higher self, your spirit body, already knows how to connect with energy because it is energy. So your higher self and your ascended consciousness that is absolutely working in unison with your mind. But when you bring your mind into conscious unison with your energetic body and with your higher self, this is why I have the 7 weeks to embody your higher self course. It will allow you, and the whole thing opens you up to being able to see the energetic form of who you truly be and who you truly are. So let's take a moment to take a couple deep breaths and bring some light codes through to sort through and just pierce through any mind games that might be coming up through this conversation so that you can really feel into what's alive for you as well. All right. Anakai usana ia hu'uku. Aya utunukua pu uturakai. Ayas anikia wa ha'akapu. Naya kanaki ia wa su'ukua ha'anakai. Iwa tanakai isia anakai. Itua pupunkia ha'akapu usa anakai. Su anakaya wa upukua a. Ia ka anakaya wa oa susana ha'akaya. Aya onakaya oa tanakikia wa aya su'ukunakai. Itarke. Itarke, utakarake, anakai, uapu, hu'ukua, tanaki, iwa, sa anakia wa ha'akapu, onakaya wa uapua kua ha'aka. So the prayer coming through here is to remove blocks of non-remembrance. Basically, it's to remove the amnesia. It's to remove why we all had to forget where we came from when we incarnated. What this entire wheel of karma is that we are playing in this world, on this earth. Beautiful. Constance saying you sneeze a lot during that. That is the energy being released. That's how we know that things are transforming inside of our bodies. When our bodies start to have a physical reaction or a physiological release. This is why salt baths are important. Walking barefoot on the earth is important. Eating high vibrational fruits and vegetables, living foods. All of these things are going to continue to help your body ascend. The light codes are going to activate that awareness and remembrance inside of you. One of the things that I like to share about light codes is that I hope this is a funny analogy that lands with some of you, but it's like when you go out drinking with your friends and then the next morning you're like, oh my gosh, do you remember you did this and you did this and you did this? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But you didn't really remember until they started jogging your memory, and then you're like, oh my gosh, and then that happened, and then that happened, and then oh my gosh. Light language is kind of like that, but a little bit different. When you hear me speaking light language, or when you hear anybody else, there's a lot of channelers here on these social media sites that are using their platforms to be able to share this information. It's that when you hear it, it starts to activate that remembrance. That's why it sounds captivating. That's why it sounds magnetic. That's why there's a pull that starts to get you to like stop what you're doing. And you're like, what is that? What's going on there? Well, it's parts of you that are remembering where you came from. It's remembering your core home, that essence of what's going on inside of your body. So, ana iawa ha'akapu ususana iawa. Upu tuna akeawa ha'akanaki I kia tanaki. Ayawa uasusunakai. Urakai, unakai, utakarake, awapua ka anakiawa. Osakanakiawa, hu'ukupu ukutakarake, upunakai, itakarake, awapua ha'anake. Aisasaniki iakia tarake, unakai pu utukukarakai. Una sia uapu ukunakai, itarake, anaki itarake, usanakai, ha'aka utakarake, aka kanake, ayakatarake, unakai. Waya ana ia uapu usu intanakiawa ha'akapu ukukatarake. Big deep breath. These light codes that are coming in are to encourage action with what you are creating in your life. There's a big nod to divine purpose and an acceleration to getting into alignment, that there's more support to align you into your soul path, your soul frequency, that timeline that is most important to you to be able to evoke generous magic on. But ultimately, it's like this. We all have a path of our greatest alignment. We have, Abraham Hicks calls it the vortex. So when we get into this frequency where we are fully aligned in our mind, body, spirit to what we're doing here and what we're trying to sort out and like create and share in this world and just simply experience through joy. So the power of who it is that we be, the power of who it is that we are, sometimes gets lost in the currents of this world. And so when we find our way back home, I point here because home in the heart space, when we find our way back home, when we find our way back into this container within, it automatically shifts things in our world and in our life that meet us and match us at that frequency. So when we're in our world and we're going, where's this? Where's that? Where's the money? Where's the paycheck? Where's this? Why isn't it coming? Why don't I have guidance? This, that, and the other. we're actually like repelling it. We're pushing it away. So when we allow ourselves to be in that slipstream of pure consciousness, pure readiness, that is supported to our divine intention and our divine flow, we are able to receive. And it's not sit back and do nothing, receive. It is to stop trying so hard. That your existence, like this is what I need you to understand as a light worker. Your existence in this world is enough. Speaking strictly from a vibrational standpoint, there are a lot of conflicting frequencies in this world and on this planet that are really trying to pull human souls and human attention in a direction that is actually not beneficial to them as individuals. So as light workers, what we are here to do is vibrationally anchor the frequencies of light in this world. We are living in a hologram. We are living on a globe. We might even be living in 2D if you follow the flat earth information that's out there. And I'm not going to throw any of it, I'm not going to throw any of it out, and I'm also not going to bring any of it all in and make it my one and simple only truth. But what I do want to share with you is that at the base core of any and all stories or histories or anything that you might have learned is that at the very core of it, there is a frequency that runs through everything. So when you start paying attention to this world by means of frequency and consciousness, this is when you start to overcome and just move through the distortions. This is why a theme on my channel has so much to do with becoming unmanipulatable. How do you trust yourself? How do you sort through all of the static that's in this world so that we can all find our way into the faith and trust that we are so divinely supported and we are so divinely guided and we are so divinely protected that our work here, that what we are here to do on this planet, simply by being alone, is evolving the consciousness of this world. And so what I mean by this also is that your conscious human mind, your conscious human brain still has not caught up to the powerful being that you are in your totality. You cannot comprehend it. Your mind is not it's not made up to be able to fully comprehend the power of who you are. And what I can say for myself is the more that I push those edges and the more that I explore and the more I get to know my higher self and the more I dive more deeply into experiencing myself as consciousness, I can tell you I'm continually astonished by what it is that I'm experiencing and exploring simply in my own world. Simply in my own world. And so that's why I am so passionate about bringing this information to you so that you can take the blindfold off and start to understand, consciously comprehend what your role is in this world, how you can help and serve others, and ultimately how you can bring yourself into a space of being able to receive the resources and the guidance and the opportunities that are here for you, so absolutely in alignment for you to shine. And just shine, shine, shine in however that works for you. For some people, it's motherhood. For some people, it's being an art teacher. For some people, it's speaking on stages. For some people, it's digital marketing. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what the lane is. If it fuels your heart, if your heart is fulfilled on that path at any point in time, you are going to be able to feel the acceleration of the beauty and the power of what is going on within so that you can open yourself even more clearly to the potential of what you are doing here and what the history of this planet in the undocumented records that are documented inside of your soul memories will be able to open and expand for you. So there's a lot of powerful energy coming into this world. There's a lot of powerful energy coming through you, and you are a conduit between realms, meaning you exist in 3D, your physical body. You also exist in 5D, and you also exist in the higher dimensions above that, but we're just going to focus on that right now. As a medium, I communicate with spirits that are outside of body. That's in the 5th dimension. The reason I can do that is because I'm clearly connected to my 5D body. So that's what I'm sharing with you. You have an energy body as well. So let's go ahead and do one more round of light codes to continue to activate all of this awareness here. Yeah, Robin, yeehaw! Here we go, baby. Ayatanaki iawa haasakana iawa pua haanaki iawa uapu sanake iatarake oanaka iawa pu tunakai ia saanakia takanaki kapua tatake anakia wa huuku pu naya tanakai iawa susanakaya haakapu unaki ai tukunakai awa sayana akia wa huuku pua tonakai apua tatake ataka utakarake onakai utakariki anaki tatake onakai wa haakapu susunakai ya naya wa uapua naya kaya wa anaya wa pua kaya na aya wa kanaya wa pukua sisanaya wa pukanaya wa uasatanai kaya wa uaputanaya wa kaya hookupua ya ya oh ya yo oya wa asanaya tarake oya ayanaya wa satarake itakaya naya wa akawa pututake shishanaya wa haakapu ua haanai ikatanake uapu saatana haakapu huukonakai okupua nakai hiikitea saakanaki. Just let those tingles flow through your body and feel. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to think about. Just simply feel. Feel the way you feel in your body as these codes are bringing you into full and closer alignment to that path of effortless ascension, so that you may ride that wave that is available to you as easily and gently as possible. And as you continue to learn to master your own energy and master your own emotions, you'll find that it's much easier for you to just keep riding that wave. You don't need to knock yourself off. You don't need to twist around. You don't need anything to unfold in front of you that isn't going to serve you, that you don't have the maturity to simply overcome and sail through. This is how we are growing together. This is how we are supporting each other. And this is how we're going to keep transcending and ascending in this world with as much powerful grace and illumination of that divine support as possible. I can promise you not a second goes by in this day where you are alone. Not one single second. So the more you can connect with your higher self, which again, in the 7 weeks to embody your higher self course, which is in the link tree, link in the description of this video below, you'll be able to dive in much more deeply. And all you have to do is plug in headphones, listen to those recordings, and I can guarantee you that you will be changed forever, and you will be changed by means of the awakening of who you are as a spirit body, as a higher self emanation of understanding a little bit more about who you are and how this world works. So with that, my sweet loves, my sweet friends, we're going to go ahead and close out this video. I highly suggest staying tuned into this channel and watching more. Got videos right here for you to check, and if you haven't yet, subscribe, and I will be seeing you very soon. But first, let's close out with the prayer. As we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here is complete. Mwah! Ciao, ciao, my friends. I'll see you again tomorrow.